I know that in the last video I said the next video would be me looking at tweets, making fun of Atrioc for deep faking porn of his friends and then crying about it on stream. But as I was looking through Twitter that day, another thing was popping off, which was criticism towards a video that MrBeast uploaded a couple days ago, where he cured 1,000 people of blindness. And that's not clickbait. Apparently there is an operation that can be used on people with a certain type of blindness to actually cure them now. And MrBeast actually cured 1,000 people of blindness in this video, as well as promoting a donation link to give money to the organization he used in order to help more people get cured of curable blindness. So not only is he actually curing 1,000 people of blindness for the video, but he's spreading awareness of this organization in order to help thousands more people get cured of blindness through donations from other people. And somehow Twitter made this into a bad thing. Now, of course, it's a vocal minority, but when you're MrBeast with over 130 million subscribers, that vocal minority becomes pretty loud and pretty big, with some tweets criticizing him getting almost 100k likes. And the arguments against MrBeast for doing this good deed are just so mind-numbingly annoying. I know at the end of the day, these people complaining aren't gonna change what MrBeast does, or really have any negative impact, other than making themselves look stupid, but it's still just so annoying and upsetting to see how cynical some people can be. How people can take such an objectively good deed and try to use it as a launching off point to talk shit about the person who did the good deed, trying to misconstrue their intentions and push the message that not everybody is good. Some people can be evil behind good deeds. Yeah, there's no perfect human being in the world. We know this. But maybe if you want to go that route, maybe call out the hundreds of thousands of millionaire content creators who aren't doing what MrBeast is doing and just hoarding all their money. Nothing wrong with that, but if you're criticizing MrBeast for potentially making a profit off of his philanthropy, maybe you also want to criticize people who are making obscene amounts of money off sitting on their computer, talking about making the world better, but not actually doing anything about it and instead reacting to YouTube videos. I don't know, the logic just doesn't make sense to me. That's why I'm rambling about all this. I don't care if other millionaire content creators don't do what MrBeast does, but to criticize MrBeast without criticizing those people, it just doesn't make sense to me. There's just a complete mental disconnect for me on why MrBeast is getting any hate for this at all, especially when it's the type of thing that even if he had the most malicious intent in the world, it would still objectively be infinitely better that it did happen rather than didn't, because curing 1,000 people of blindness, some of which have been blind for decades, is literally life-changing. It's probably like the best deed that MrBeast has ever provided for a single person on his YouTube channel, let alone 1,000. Blindness, not being able to see, a huge factor of human life, finally being restored or given to people for the first time, is just so precious and so important to the 1,000 people that got cured, that the thought of even trying to criticize the person who made this happen is just completely heartless to me. I know when someone does a good deed, you can criticize the aspects around it while still agreeing that it's good that the 1,000 people got cured of blindness, but that good deed is just so good that I don't know how any other thing potentially surrounding it could sour your overall opinion of what MrBeast did in this video. But I suppose it's only fair to look at some of these popular tweets criticizing MrBeast and respond to them directly. So starting off with Communist's E-Girl, she says, he's not using his money to do this. He does sponsored philanthropy and has his own charity. He is one of the many rich people who uses and helps others use charity to not pay taxes. He is not a good selfless guy. He helps the government deny you healthcare via charity. Well, first off, MrBeast has already said he makes a loss on most of his videos, which I do believe considering how grandiose a lot of them are. And second off, you are mad that he's paying less taxes because he is instead doing stuff like giving water to poor countries or curing 1,000 people of blindness. I'm pretty sure whatever tax money the government gets from MrBeast is not going to be used in a better way than how MrBeast is using this money for his philanthropy. You really think the tax money the government gets from MrBeast is going to do more good than curing 1,000 people of blindness, feeding homeless people, etc., etc. Yeah, maybe that money will help go towards funding important social programs, maybe helping with healthcare in some way, but it's also going to go towards putting up signs to vote for the newest mayor, as well as funding a bunch of their own more selfish interests. And all of that's going to happen regardless if MrBeast pays taxes or not. And as far as I know, I don't even think he's not paying taxes. It's just a little less because you can use charity as a tax write-off or something like that. It's completely legal. He's not breaking the law, and the money that would have went to taxes is being used to help other people's lives dramatically. So I think this is pretty much a non-issue. She then continues by saying, he also runs a 50-employee company and has 11 complaints by former employees for overworking them, belittling them, not crediting their work. He's the same as every other boss in the world. If he wasn't a conduit for the rich to avoid taxes, he'd still be doing zero-view Let's Plays. What people need to understand is 5 of charity and what it deprives you. That is the first part. And the second part of why it's gross is treating poverty as content and no critique of the system that makes B rely on virality to get simple healthcare. So first off, I'm pretty sure the total number of people MrBeast has worked with and employed is over 50 over the years. So to be clear, 11 complaints isn't over 20% of the people who've ever been employed by him. And one of those people who have come out was a young teenager who felt like he was being overworked, but in reality he was actually just lazy, and now that he's grown up a bit, he actually retracted all those statements. And even when he was exposing MrBeast for the bad work environment, he also mentioned how MrBeast gave him a super generous severance package and also let him go on paid leave for like a month before quitting. So even if he does overwork them, belittle them, and maybe not credit them for their work, he's still trying to take care of his employees. And maybe if any of that happened, that was just him being a young guy trying to figure out how to run a business. Most of these complaints are from years ago, you know, when he was like 20 and 21. MrBeast is only 24 right now. Maybe there was some bumps in the road from becoming a zero-view Let's Player to the boss of a huge company that stabs over 50 people. Just maybe. Now, the second part is that she's mad that MrBeast didn't critique the healthcare system in his video, but the fact that MrBeast even needs to do this stuff in order to get these people cured of blindness kind of implies that the government system sucks, right? He literally said these people in these countries and then showed the countries on screen don't have access to this at all. Obviously, indirectly criticizing the countries that aren't able to get this help to these people or refuse to get this help to these people. Dude, he showed Brazil, and Brazil is supposed to have free healthcare. He literally exposed the fuck out of Brazil. I feel like if MrBeast got any more political in that video, which wasn't really at all to be fair, with how polarizing the political landscape is online and how emotionally charged the subject matter is in this video, literally giving back people what they should have had in the first place, which is potentially unintentionally or intentionally being withheld from them by their government, and lack of financial stability within their country or area. With how volatile the political landscape is online, it would potentially alienate one political party, causing people to get upset and making them less inclined to actually use their money to help donate to this organization to get even more people cured of blindness. But let's for a second imagine MrBeast does push politics in his videos or other subliminal messages or something along those lines. I feel like that would actually be more evil, using his influence to push an agenda that may or may not be the right agenda for this country. His influence is so massive that if MrBeast were to start making politically charged videos, it might very well have an effect on elections and the social culture in general, as MrBeast is someone with a lot of influence, more influence than you guys might realize. Can you think of anybody else who simultaneously has more respect, popularity, and money than MrBeast? Like all just 3 of them combined. I'm pretty sure out of all the billionaires in the world, MrBeast is the one that you would be most willing to listen to. I don't really know if he's actually a billionaire. He definitely would be at this point if he didn't give away all his money. He almost has the power of one, let's be real. I know if he asked any YouTuber to do anything, they would do it in a heartbeat. And social media is a huge part of people's media consumption these days, more so than the news or anything else. If politicians paid MrBeast to push their message, boy, he could be making a lot of money, and he could be influencing a lot of people to have certain political viewpoints and advocate for certain political viewpoints. Not only adults who can vote now, but also teenagers and kids who are going to adopt said philosophies from MrBeast and utilize their right to vote when they're an adult with those values instilled in them from a younger age. Yeah, if you think about it, MrBeast has a lot more power than anybody realizes, and the fact that he's using it to cure 1,000 people of blindness instead of whatever the hell I just said might prove that he's not the most malicious guy in the world, and in fact just wants to do what's best for everybody. Anyways, we have a couple more tweets I want to look at. This one comes from Steven, who says, if you do charity with the expectation that people will like you for it, and then are upset when people still don't like you, then you don't understand the meaning of charity. Yeah, I'm pretty sure MrBeast made that video curing 1,000 people just to be liked, because people didn't like him beforehand. Really, dude? If MrBeast's end goal was just to be liked by majority of people, he reached that goal half a decade ago, bro. And even if that was the reason, is that really the worst reason in the world to do charity? You're still helping people, even if it's to boost your own ego or to be liked or whatever. The result is still that people's lives are being changed dramatically for the better. So I don't really think it's any less of charity because of that. But he continues by saying, if MrBeast isn't upset, but rather is genuinely confused about why people don't view his charity uncritically, perhaps he should consider how philanthropy does little to solve the root causes which create inequality that drives philanthropy. He then links an article, which I'll leave in the description if you guys want to read it, but he continues by saying, the easiest way MrBeast could avoid the alleged damn if you do, damn if you don't paradox: 1. Donate money without making it a PR stunt. 2. Donate more money to organizations working to target the root causes of healthcare inequality without making it a PR stunt. Okay. If he did donate money without making it a video, you literally wouldn't know. So he could be doing that right now. You don't know. Second off, donate more money to organizations working to target the root causes of healthcare inequality. He literally donated his money to an organization that specifically targets curing curable blindness in order to get 1,000 people cured of blindness for his video. And he promoted their organization, encouraging his viewers to donate to them, helping even more people get cured of curable blindness who were not able to do it through the healthcare system due to its inequality. So I'm pretty sure that targets one of the root causes of healthcare inequality. I guess he is technically making it a PR stunt, although I don't really see how it's a stunt. He's just spreading awareness of the fact that curable blindness exists and there's actually a solution to it that many people don't have access to. I didn't know about curable blindness before this, and now that I do, I've donated some of my own money to help more people get cured of blindness. And I'm just one of millions of people who watch that video who could potentially also donate to help the more unfortunate people who don't have access to this due to their circumstances or any healthcare flaws in their government. So yeah, it kind of had to be a PR stunt for more people to get help. I don't know. These people are just so stupid. They think they're smart, but they're just dumb. Now, the last tweet. Kerfaniel says, I honestly think this tweet puts to bed the notion that MrBeast does good because he's a nice guy, when in reality, it's always about growing his brand and being liked. Think about it yourself in MrBeast's position. If you genuinely did good things just to be a good person, why would you care what a minority of people on Twitter think? Most people still love him. He's literally the world's biggest YouTuber. Like, why would you care? It's amazing how much he's showing himself to be like his daddy Musk. Musk is one of the richest people in the world, legions of simps, but it's still not enough because leftists are mean to him. Both just have such fragile egos. If I had millions to spend on good causes of my choice, and I genuinely believed in the cause, I don't think I'd give a single shit about what a tiny group of people online think of me. I don't know about that, dude. Even though it's a tiny group of people comparatively to his overall fan base, it's still hundreds of thousands of people calling him a piece of shit for doing something that's objectively good. He's allowed to express confusion about that, and even some annoyance at the comment. Like, yeah, the minority of people who are talking about this isn't going to affect anything, but it's still annoying, and you can still complain about it. And that tweet wasn't even like super complaining. It was more just like, what? You're telling me to give away money, and now because I give away money, you think I'm bad. It's basically pointing out that he's in a no-win scenario with a lot of these Twitter users, which I agree. I mean, they're gonna criticize anything, and it's just so ridiculous. I know I'm coming off as a huge MrBeast simp, defending every little point against him, but I honestly just think people who think MrBeast has any bad intentions are just stupid through his actions and videos and everything he's ever said. He seems like the least malicious person in the world, and even if he does have a little bit of malicious behind some of his actions, the end result is still overwhelmingly positive. MrBeast existing in this world is better than him not existing. He's helped so many people, and if he was an evil mastermind, he would have already used his power to buy out a bunch of talented up-and-coming YouTubers, control their content, get them big, control the narrative, gain social influence and authority across the majority of the content creator landscape, which he could easily do because he has so much goodwill, and then use that to pressure people into pushing whatever agenda he may have. I mean, he would never do it, but he does have that type of power. Anyway, enough rambling. You guys get it. I want to hear what you guys think in the comment section below. Am I too much of a simp? Am I right? Am I wrong? Just wanted to have a little bit more of an in-depth discussion about this because obviously these people are crazy, but I kind of wanted to get in-depth with it because it legitimately doesn't make any sense to me, and I want to articulate why it doesn't make sense to me beyond the fact that he just did a good deed, so shut up, right? Address the criticisms head on and let you know what I think. Normally I don't do this type of stuff, but maybe you enjoyed listening to it. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and tomorrow I will see you for a Twitter Versus. So look out for that and have a nice day.